What's going on, Gamecock Nation? This is Touchdowns to Home Runs, and welcome to my preview of the Texas A&M game this weekend. Now, we might have some A&M fans in here too, but I'm going to give my preview and prediction for this game after we had a really tough week 2 weeks ago against LSU, and that was coming off of the big Auburn win. South Carolina looked like they were headed in the right direction and everything, and then just in that LSU game, everything fell apart. We lost that game 52-24, I'm pretty sure, and our defense got run all over, and our offense wasn't as good as they have been. Now, this Texas A&M game is really tough, but just before I get into this game, guys, I've just released a online store with some merch and everything, and of course I put some Gamecock merch out there. I have a Willie B shirt, No Place I'd Rather Be shirt, so definitely go check that out. That's in 3 different colors, and then I also have a shirt that many of us Gamecock fans need, maybe even after this weekend. It's a shirt that says, "If I look upset, it's because Carolina lost on Saturday." I know that sometimes I just need to wear that just to let people know that I'm upset because our team just can't win ball games, and it's really tough. So guys, definitely go check those 2 shirts out. Definitely go buy them. I'd love to see you guys wearing those, and any other merch ideas you have for the Gamecocks, let me know, because I'd be more than happy to look into that and design those for you guys. But let's get into this game versus Texas A&M. So we play them 7 o'clock at home. It's going to be a tough game coming off of that LSU loss. There's so many questions I have about this team. It's so tough because we come from the high of Auburn. Our offense plays good. Our defense plays really well, especially J.C. Horn in that Auburn game. He won Walter Camp Defensive Player of the Week that week with 2 interceptions, and then he had a bunch of pass deflects, and he caused another interception. So that was a great game, but just going into that LSU game, our secondary fell apart. We were not able to stop LSU on 3rd down. Our offense was struggling. That was probably the worst our offense has played all season so far. Yeah, definitely the worst our offense has played all season. So this Texas A&M game, it's going to be tough. Texas A&M is a really good team. Like, they're ranked, I think they're 7th or 8th in the country for a reason. They go and beat Florida, and their only losses to a number 2 Alabama, who in my opinion is the best team in the nation. So Texas A&M definitely has the talent. They have a 4th-year guy in Kellen Mond coming in. He's a real good quarterback. Isaiah Spiller's doing really good in the rushing game. All we need to do to be able to stay competitive in this game is be able to contain Kellen Mond. Kellen Mond isn't any Lamar Jackson or whatever, but he can make plays with his feet. So that's going to be a big thing that I need to emphasize, is that we need to contain Kellen Mond, especially on 3rd down. Do not let him make plays with his feet. Do not let him extend the play to give him a better chance at completing that 3rd down. Stopping them on 3rd down is going to be key. Our secondary is going to be key too, and really our rushing game, because we have to stop that rush game for them. We got to get pressure on the quarterback and everything. Our D-line's got to show up in this game. It was kind of, TJ Finley had a decent amount of time in the pocket last game for LSU, so that's something that we've really got to emphasize, is getting to that quarterback, make him make the mistakes to give us the ball back, make him make his own mistakes. We don't need to let him sit in the pocket for forever and just launch balls downfield or find an easy wide open guy for a 20-yard, 30-yard, 40-yard completion. That's what we can't afford, and that's where I feel like we gave up a lot of big plays in that LSU game, just not being able to rush the play. We don't want them to put the game on their terms. We don't want to give them the time to be able to create their own plays and everything. We got to make sure that we on defense are getting to the quarterback and rushing that throw, rushing that run or whatever. Just make sure that we're forcing them to make quick decisions. We want them to make quick decisions, because when the other team is making quick decisions, that's when you usually get those mistakes where a really bad ball gets thrown, and then that turns into an interception or a pick 6 or something like that to give us, our offense, a better chance to score. So that's something that I really want to emphasize, is just making Texas A&M make quick decisions the whole game. Do not let them extend the play. Do not let them have lots of time in the pocket. Make them make those quick decisions. Now on offense, I think it's as simple as this, really, to have a successful game on offense, stick to our strength on offense. And that all season has been Kevin Harris in the rushing game. Even Deshaun Fenwick, he's done pretty good too. Our offensive line has been playing great for the rush game. Kevin Harris is the second leading rusher in the SEC, only behind Najee Harris, who, in my opinion, is the best running back in all of college football. He has done absolutely amazing this year. The offensive line has done amazing. So there's no point. I didn't see that much from Kevin Harris, except for like the first run in the first drive where he scored a touchdown. I didn't see that much from him. And like that was our strength. That's been our strength the whole season, is Kevin Harris in that rushing game. So use that. Do not be afraid to rush on first down. Do not be afraid to rush on second down. Do not be afraid to rush on third down. Only pass when you have to pass, or you feel like you are going up against the defense where you're going to get one-on-one situations with Shy, maybe. Or just have somebody open, because there's no need to make these bad throws. That Colin Hill's a good quarterback and everything. We don't have the receiving core right now to be able to accompany that, to be able to be comfortable in the passing game. So we really got to use the rushing game here, because any team could take away Shi Smith if they wanted to. Shi's an amazing receiver, but anybody can take him away, because you could just double team him. And then you look at who we have left, and that's where we really got to step up. That's where our offense is struggling this year. Jalen Brooks gets cleared from the NCAA. Last game, I think he only had one touch for like 3 yards or something like that, and he was guilty. He shared the blame half and half with Colin Hill for that pick six, because he should have came back in for that route, or that hitch route. So we really got to find someone else on receiver, like the receiving core, to be able to really be comfortable in the passing game. But until we find that, use the rushing game. There's no shame in being able to rush the ball, give the defense a rest, extend the drives. If you're able to rush the ball and just take a long time on the drive, that's keeping the ball less in their hands. That's winning time of possession for us, and that's giving our defense a rest to be able to come out the next drive and play a lot more energized. It's hard. It's hard when you guys go 3 and out or whatever, and that defense is forced to come back on that field after only a minute or 2 minutes of being off. It's tough. So that's something, if we can rush the ball really well in this game, if we can own that line of scrimmage on offense, we're going to be able to get our defense more rested. We're going to be able to extend our own drives, makes our own drives longer, win the time of possession and everything, and just overall keep this game a lot closer, because it's when we give the ball back to Texas A&M a lot that they're going to start really running up the scoreboard. If we take time with our drives, the scoreboard is going to be a lot lower than a lot of people expect it to be. And Texas A&M isn't going to be able to score that many points, because they're not going to have the ball enough to score that many points. So really extend the drives with the rushing game. I feel like we got to stick to that 100%. Other than that, like passing game wise, I just don't want to see any wide receiver screens. I can't stand that play. I can't stand how we run it. We don't have any guys, in my opinion, that are really going to run that play successfully. Sure, we run it once like every game that ends up being a first down or something like that, but the other times it's honestly just a wasted down, and I can't stand watching that play. So I want to shy away from that. One thing that I saw in the Tennessee game, and I emphasized this in my post-game show, was the beginning of the game, we kept throwing those wide receiver screens. We kept throwing like running back screens and all stuff like that. And then in the second half, we started to throw the ball forward to the direction that we were going. I don't know why this is such a tough thing to understand, but when we throw the ball the way that we're trying to go, good things happen. And you saw it in that Tennessee game. We started to throw the ball straight in that Tennessee game in the second half, and our offense started rolling. Our offense started scoring points and everything. So just find the easy completions straight. Do not go sideways. Do not go horizontal to the wide receivers. Don't throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage. I want to see the ball cross the line of scrimmage a couple yards, or maybe even like 10, 20 yards down the field, because that's how you're going to move down the field, not throwing the ball sideways. You're going to move the ball downfield by throwing it straight in the way that you are trying to gut down the field. And I don't know why that's such a hard concept to understand, because it worked for us. And I just feel like no one's really understood that worked for us in the last couple games with these like wide receiver screens and stuff. So my prediction for this game, South Carolina is going to have a lot of things go right in this game for us to win. Texas A&M is a very, very good team. Being at home definitely helps, even though we don't have full capacity fan. It definitely helps because we don't have to make the trip all the way to Texas for this game, which we usually play a lot worse when we're playing in Texas than in South Carolina against Texas A&M. We played a close game against them in 2018. I think that was a 26-23 win for Texas A&M. We played awful against them last year. That was a terrible game to watch. That was probably the worst game, maybe that or Clemson. But those were two very boring games to watch as Gamecock fans. My prediction in this game, there is a way for South Carolina to win 100% if we're just able to do the right things and understand what we need to do to win the game. Like I said, get pressure on the quarterback, extend drives, be good in the rushing game. If our secondary plays well, we definitely have a shot to win this game, no question about it, because the home teams in the SEC have been playing very good this year, and it is hard to pick against them only when you're 100%, but Texas A&M is the 7th best team in the country or 8th best team in the country, and I believe it. I've been saying since the beginning of the season that this is a good football team. So I honestly think I picked them in my SEC weekly predictions video, and I think I'm going to pick them here, especially if we won that LSU game. I think it's a completely different story, but after seeing what we saw in that LSU game, it's just so tough to pick this team right now. I know we're coming off a bye and everything, but Texas A&M's coming off a win against Arkansas. They did really well offensively in that game. They did allow Arkansas to score 31 points, but Arkansas is a really good team this year. I don't think, if you've been paying attention, Arkansas is a really good football team this year. So definitely watch out for them in the SEC for the next coming years. I don't know about this year. They're not going to compete with Alabama and Texas A&M this year, but in the coming years, watch out for Arkansas. I just don't see South Carolina being able to win this game after the beatdown in LSU. It's really hard for me to pick against them, so I know I have to be unbiased here. I don't want to be, obviously if I'm being biased, I want the Gamecocks to win more than anything in the world. I want to go into Saturday night, night game in Willie B, and win that game, but I have to be realistic. I just can't be biased in this game. Texas A&M is a very, very good football team, so I am going with the Aggies in this one. So thank you for watching this video, guys. If you're a Gamecocks fan, definitely subscribe. We talk a lot of Gamecock football on here. I do my post-game show after every single game, so definitely stick around for that, subscribe for that, and thank you for watching, and come back next time.